Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? Black Clover. I am pretty fully invested in this show, if you guys don't know. Um, to think Luck would get a full-blown episode of him just wrecking house as he kind of would love to do, but I think, let's be honest, the main reason why Luck is sad or like mad at anything going on in the situation is because he's not the one getting to do all this stuff, in my opinion. That's the true reason why Luck is sad. uh, and I mean, I don't think I could be wrong either. I mean, to be fair, he doesn't want to use this much power against people that he actually, thinks is family and stuff like that. So that's probably the case as well. But I think as someone like him who enjoys battling so much, it gives, well, not saying that everybody that I compare him to enjoys battle, but I was gonna give an example like Vegeta, for example. Once he started watching any battles, he gets really antsy and he gets kind of mad that he's either not in it or that it's not going quicker than the way he would do it, right? So maybe that is, I feel like, something that would be in Luck's character to be kind of mad over. So I look forward to seeing how they get it Luck to pretty much take over his body. And if he does take it back over, is it going to be one of these instances where the soul just goes dormant and he gets no powers from it? Or will he still be able to like tap into that potential of having like demon horns of electrics and stuff like that? Or was that because of the other personality taking over? And if he got to this power level, does it look different? You know what I mean? So souls and people's bodies and possessions are pretty complicated if the author wants it to be, right? Like, for instance, we could say Asta's kind of possessed. Like, how does he all of a sudden have black hair, once he starts tapping into the sword? He's got, all these different features that aren't his own once, he allows the sword to kind of inner exist with him, or whatever you want to say. But it's stuff like that that makes the show have these overall interesting thoughts where you're kind of like, does it work like that? Does this work like this? What if it does? Um, so I'm looking forward to seeing if that is the case. If it's not, I mean, who cares? As long as as long as it's good storytelling, I won't be mad. And I really want to hit these guys with my ultimate. There it is. But we see probably the one thing I don't like about this is they're showing all these power. Oh no, am I gonna go through it? I should go through it. Um, they're showing all these powers that our characters may never be able to tap into again because, just like the elves keep bragging about, they're blessed by the magic. They're blessed by the mana or whatever they call it. So clearly, just because of this, it puts them in a better position overall to not only tap into powers that humans probably can't even recognize are at their disposal, but it might take them much longer to even find out about it. And by that time, they might not even be able to, you know, um, hold the power or something along those lines. But you got to remember, the Grimoires are weird. Um, Imagine a whole bunch of pages being written in the Grimoire, and then when you get to it, like you can't read it, or you read the spell and it doesn't work for some reason. It doesn't seem like that should be the case. It feels like the girl with the vines, like all the whips and stuff that got beat up by Yami. If there was anything that they did, like the elf that was inside of her did something that she's never done before, I feel like she should be able to tap into some of those powers because it should have been written in the Grimlore. Even though they don't need to chant and look at the pages, they go to show you that Lux Grimlore was still open the whole time he was, performing this crazy, ridiculous speed. So somehow, some way, he is still tapping into that power because that's the only thing where the magic is like coming from in the grand scale. Uh, but like we saw with Asta or in town, he didn't have a Grimlar, but he still had plenty of magic control, right? So you don't need a book necessarily to do it. And I don't ever think we saw the elves using books either. I think that's what they call being blessed compared to the people who have to read like us humans to get stronger and more knowledgeable. But you then remember as well that the reason why I say the Grimlars are so weird is because they'll just start writing in, like for instance, Noelle's started to just write in some stuff she didn't already have, right? So when does that activate? Why does it activate? Like do you have to be in an emotional state within the book agrees to try to push you further? Like we never gotten any real true detail as of how these books truly enhance people in the grand scheme of if it's written in the book, you should always be able to see it, but we're coming down to a part where I'm saying they're not even in their right minds or in their bodies to be able to experience it. Will that writing still be there, or was there writing in the first place? So that's interesting. And the other thing is, Luck has been pretty much conscious throughout some of this fight, knowing that we seen him attack at times when Vanessa wasn't around, and not hit people dead on. But now that Vanessa's around, they're almost like blaming all of his attacks missing on her being there with her cat, with her fate. So I kind of didn't like that. It kind of took away from Luck's overall soul manipulation feat of him just being able to still have a little bit of control in there, like when he was fighting against Asta, I believe, and he shot lightning at him. Or no, it was Noel. As soon as he was possessed, he shot a bolt of lightning at somebody, and he tried to blame it on, oops, I guess my aim was off, but really, I believe it was luck. So that gave him much more of a like weird power up, like you, almost like but weaker, because fully took over the soul and got his body back. So it's time to see where all this goes. And like I was saying, kept all the power, right? Like somehow he's using said power, and has retained his mind. So what's stopping anybody else from keeping their powers? But I mean, maybe that's why they're such special kids, and Asta in the first place, that we're going to learn more about their connections to this and why Asta didn't turn and did. So overall, this episode was pretty amazing with Asta showing up the way that he did, with the cat using all of its power, knowing that its user was going to run out of magic, but maybe it can bring someone else here that can change the fate, which Asta is a pretty good candidate. I guess it's just lucky that he chose to come to this town and not go to the other one that Yuno's going to, but that does beg the question, who's in the other town that Yuno is going to, and can he handle him enough to pretty much have him in a position to not kill him and to be able to have Asta come over and try to remove the other soul, or at least put it to sleep so the main one can wake up. I don't know. I'm looking forward to Black Clover all the time, and to think that after 104 episodes, there's still so much to tell throughout Black Clover. I think it's one of the best parts of the whole entire series. And not to mention, every day I kind of check out what mangas are dropping on certain days, and Black Clover is one of the other mangas that are still going. Like, they haven't hit any stopping points from what I can tell. Like, I don't read the mangas, but they haven't, every chapter has been coming out like on schedule. So there's a lot to still be seen. There's still some being created. I wouldn't be surprised if these guys take a break, or um, either take a break for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, after all this is said and done. And then, like one of my anime people said in the comments, this isn't even close to being over. I thought it might have been with Lich moving to Clover Kingdom, but I forgot how like methodical this show is when it comes down to breaking down every scene and every reason why certain things are happening and stuff. So we do have a lot to fill in the blanks until we get to Lich absolutely going to Clover Kingdom and trying to wreck everybody. So we'll see how this plays out. We got another episode of Luck kind of coming back to himself, and I think we're probably going to shoot over to Yuno after that and see what he's dealing with while we finish Luck, or after we're done with Luck, we then go to him. I'm not sure, but that's just how it feels. We're hitting all these little stopping points before we get to the big thing, which I think the story's going to benefit from it yet again, because everything this story's been doing relatively from like I don't even want to give you a number, but the show's been doing amazing. I hope you guys are doing amazing too. I am your boy, the Anime G. I will definitely talk to you either later today or tomorrow for sure. I feel like I went a little bit too hard on all the anime yesterday, and now I kind of don't have anything I want to actually put out. So that was the problem. If there's nothing that comes out on today, I'll probably save one of the shows that are the season twos, like Fairy Gone or We Never Learn, for this day. So Black Clover doesn't just stand alone on Tuesdays, and then there's other days where I drop four. Like tomorrow, I could drop four animes just because of how much is coming out. So with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know if there's anything else you guys are really enjoying in the new anime season of the greatness, and I can't wait to talk about some stuff on Wednesday. I can't wait. But yeah, with all that being said, peace.